Okay, folks, good morning and welcome to Swing Trading Today. This is Bob Desmond, and it is the 20th of April. Good morning. And we have a market that is under pressure this morning. We're going to go to the futures action in a moment. We're also going to talk about earnings. IBM reported last night. We'll see how they're performing in the pre-market. They were up after hours. We're also going to talk about some chart requests, as well as some positions that we're identifying right now as potential short squeeze candidates to the long side. So let's get to it. First, to our sponsor. Thanks to the folks over at TrendSpider for supporting us as we support them. Don't settle for ordinary trading software, folks. Automate your grunt work, speed up your analysis, and improve your accuracy at the same time. Reduce costly analytical mistakes and find winning chart setups with their scanners. You don't know how to build a scanner? Don't worry. They're already pre-built for you. And time your trades with precision using their trade alerts. And I'll show you how to do that as we go over some of our watch stocks for this week. So take advantage, 35% discount code below, TrendSpider. Let's get to earnings. Yesterday after the close, we had IBM come out, and they surprised to the upside. Good price action. Was the upside surprise priced in prior to earnings? Will this rally that occurred after market yesterday hold up? We're not quite sure. But we'll be watching it. Steel Dynamics, STLD, came out with a beat. Nice move up with a 13.08% beat. And today, the spigots really open up. Procter & Gamble, Intuitive Surgical, Lockheed Martin, Netflix, a transport, CSX group. So it's going to be a busy day. Let's take a look at the pre-market activity. Okay, the first chart I want to begin with is a chart of the VIX, folks. You got to start thinking about, and I've been warning about this, and this is what I talk about on every Sunday Night Futures Live of late, especially market valuation. It doesn't matter when you're in a bull market until it matters. And what you're seeing here on a 4-hour time frame is the VIX break out. This 4-hour bar opened up at 5 a.m. We have now taken out the highs of yesterday. So beware. Fear is entering this market where there's been none. We're now seeing it come back in. So think about it, especially those illiquid positions, or if you're on margin, sorry about that. If you're on margin, think about lightening up a bit. Do you have too much risk on? Now, last night I went over a chart of the Russell 2000. This is now a 15-minute chart. And I warned members. I said, beware here. Yeah, we bounced off the lows of the day. And we paired some losses, but this was a dead cat bounce off of a test, a massive test of the third standard deviation Bollinger Band. And I expected this to fail, this rally, intraday rally to fail. And we have failed. We're short of the Russell 2000. So I have to say, I'm pleased to see this. But I will point out, on a 15-minute time frame, you can see RSI is oversold. It just hooked up. New bar just opened up. A little bit of buying pressure. But it's only a 15-minute chart. We are not day traders here. We're more focused on the macro view. And that macro view is that what we've been talking about for a while now is a head and shoulders setup on the Russell 2000. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Here's your neckline down here. If you want to be even more conservative, there's another neckline down here. But if these begin to break, you're going to see the spigots of selling open up on this market, because those are critical support levels that are being broken. It's not just me picking up on this head and shoulders setup. I mean, this is pretty obvious. But it's not a confirmed head and shoulders setup until we break it. So right now, all we are in is a corrective phase, minor. If we break those support levels, it gets major. The Dow, 4-hour time frame. Now, you knew we were in trouble when we broke out and above the upper band of resistance here. This was a rising, orderly rising uptrend channel. Then it got a bit parabolic. Now we're dropping back down into this trading range. I would suspect to see a retrace down to this lower band in red over the course of the next several days. The NASDAQ 100, 4-hour chart, head and shoulders setup, left shoulder, head with a double top, right shoulder, and here's your neckline. We are a stone's throw away. Now, admittedly, we were stopped out of our short position last week on the NASDAQ 100. We do retain a short position on Microsoft, but I will be looking to reopen a short position here fairly soon on continued weakness. But remember, our number one weakness is why I have no problem saying I was stopped out. Our number one job is risk management. Not to make a profit, it's risk management. So again, if you're indebted on margin, think about lightening up. If you have positions that weren't working to the long side a few days ago, they're probably not going to work now. So if you're sitting with a loss, think about lightening up or hedging. The S&P 500. We now have lower highs and lower lows on the S&P 500. So there are going to be great opportunities that present themselves to the long side very soon. But now is not the time to catch what I believe is setting out to be a falling knife. Let's take a quick look at the US dollar. Now the dollar is coming off of its lows, no great shock. It was really thrown to the wolves yesterday. You could see that we had a major break on Sunday evening into Monday morning. Now, the problem that this presents, this rally, how brief it probably will be, is that it'll probably put a little bit of pressure on gold. Here's gold 4-hour chart. You can see it's trying to break out, but the rising dollar will present a problem. Let's check out bond prices. If bond prices are rising, it's going to be an extra added headwind for gold. They are not rising. They're coming off the lows, but they did break overnight. Do they break back out above this resistance level? Big question mark. So if we fail and the bond note, 10-year bond note begins to move towards the lows of the session, that means yields are rising. No bueno for your high-tech stocks. Let's check out Microsoft, again, which we are short of in the pre-market. Gapping down. That's good. IBM performed well after hours last night. It is holding those gains. Very respectable. Oil. Oil was strong yesterday. It's behaving weak this morning. 4-hour chart. So here's a line in the sand I'll be watching for on oil. This rising lower band of support. We had broken out of a triangle formation. A little bit of concern here on this pullback, but nothing to respond to just yet. We do have a long position on in the energy sector. We're looking at another one, but we're very, very small to the long side right now, so I'm not too worried about this. Members tonight on Market Wrap. We'll circle back. We'll take a look at the closing price action, and we will update our strategy as we proceed into the new trading day tomorrow. A few trades that we're looking at to the long side that present themselves as potential contrarian squeezes or complacency squeezes. The first one up is Lazy Boy, LZB. And you can see that after a nice rally, we've dropped into a very orderly trading range. This is the value of the automated trend lines, folks. Take them off, put them back on. So you can see that we broke down below daily support yesterday. So this is one reason right now why I would not pull the trigger along with the weakness in the U.S. markets. But as long as we continue to vacillate within this trading channel, and we begin to see the market begin to find its footing, well then, we'll be looking for opportunities that present themselves at short squeezes where we could either put on a long options trade or buy the equity or sell naked puts against the position. There are several strategies that we could use here, but right now it remains a watch. You can see that on a monthly time frame. We did hit some resistance, and we're consolidating gains here, right? The trend is still very, very strong. But if the market begins to sell off, there's no reason why it can't drift back down to this lower band of support in blue. And as noted again, these are your automated trend lines. Click of a button, take them off, put them back on. Time saver. The next chart we're watching is Amgen. Amgen is another complacency trade, a contrarian squeeze trade, where we're seeing a high level of complacency, which presents an opportunity for us. And you can see that we are in a nice uptrend channel. Here's the lower band. We had broken out last month above resistance. Weekly time frame, you can see that we're in a very tight trading range. We've been here in this trading range for quite some time. The key is waiting for the appropriate time to open up the trade in a market environment that's coming under pressure. So the key is to display some patience. It looks really, really good, but most traders are not born with patience. I certainly was not. It was a learned skill, which at times needs to be relearned. So for now, we're going to sit, watch, and wait. Daily chart. A nice day yesterday. It bucked the trend of the overall market. But is that sustainable? We don't know. Therefore, it remains on our watch list. I have a little yellow sticker on my computer. I'm not very high tech that I like to use, as well as my watch list, which I'll show you in a second. And we'll set up an alert here. So what we're looking for is Amgen to break out, 90-minute time frame. And we'll look to get long. We'll keep this active for several days. And there's our alert. And as you can see here, there's Amgen right there. Now we can watch it. The next chart up, BRY. I never heard of this company. It's in the energy sector. The energy sector is in favor. It's taken a brief rest. But BRY is looking very, very good. We'll come back to the daily chart in a moment. Let's go to the weekly chart. And first take a look at BRY from a higher level view. And you can see, again, with the value of the automated trend lines, take them off, that we have, and put them back on, that we have resistance above. And we're flirting with a breakout. And we spent multiple weeks now in a nice drifting and orderly consolidation. We remain in a downtrend channel, but we're at the precipice of a potential breakout of this downtrend channel. Here's the lower band in blue. Here's the upper band in green. This line in red is going to represent the rising upper band of resistance. A bit too soon to talk about that yet, as we're waiting for a breakout. But when you take a look at the daily chart, we've already broken out on a daily time frame. We're pulling back. We're doing a retest of this volume shelf on VWAP. So this is another breakout trade or a complacency trade that we like. And we're expecting a short squeeze here pretty soon. The only fly in the ointment at current is that the market is weak and the potential for oil prices rolling over. That may put some pressure on BRY. So again, folks, it's not about identifying an opportunity. It's waiting for that opportunity to come to you, and that requires patience. Again, I was not born with it. The next chart up, Rocket Mortgage, a very volatile play. Here was a Reddit squeeze back here. And you can see we've come back and we are now testing support levels at the $22 per share mark. We did rally off the lows of the day yesterday. This is a weekly chart. Let's go to the daily chart. Here you have it. And you can see the Bollinger Bands, very, very tight. We're setting up here for a potential short squeeze on Rocket Mortgage. I don't have the signal yet to add more to our current position, but when that signal fires off, we'll be sending out an alert to members. And with that, folks, everybody have a profitable trading day. Don't forget, TrendSpider, 35% discount code below. If you want it free and included with your membership to the Contrarian Traders, simply go over to our website. Again, another link below. Silver and gold level members get it free with their membership. 14-day free trial offer. Everybody have a profitable trading day, and I'll talk to you soon. Be well.